Alright guys, today I'm doing the reading for the September Ascension that's going on for Earth signs. Sorry that this is the last one to get up. I just did them in the order that I was led to do them in. I gotta say, I've got twin flame energy again in this one. It's kind of funny because the only one that I did not have twin flame energy in was the air signs. So that's interesting to me, but you know, I'm just the messenger, right? So what's happening, what I'm seeing is we're starting out with the Tower. I don't know if you can see the lighting in reverse. So what this is telling me is you guys have a really, really big change coming. You may already start feeling the energy of that. Like you might be kind of feeling like you're on the edge of like a precipice where you're like, man, you know, something's coming. Like you kind of feel that energy is what I'm getting. There's a really big change coming, and according to the Three of Pentacles, that is having something to do with some kind of relationship. Now, this could be a twin flame union. This could be a soulmate reunion or union. This could be in business. I do have at the bottom, I'm going to try to adjust this without making anybody sick. So there at the bottom, that's the end of it, that it shows the King of Cups and the High Priestess. I keep getting those two paired together, and that for a lot of these readings is so interesting. And that again, it really keeps representing twin flame to me. So that could be what this is signifying. If that doesn't resonate with you, then listen to that. You know, if you feel more like a new business partner, or maybe even just a great friend, somebody's coming, but it definitely is telling me that you've got a big change coming, and it is going to be in the form of some type of union, some type of partnership, working together with someone. So we move on to the Devil card in reverse, along with the Page of Cups. What I'm seeing with this is there's a need to release some things that have been holding us back. So the Devil card, you know, is kind of signifies like our inner demons, really, like some of those issues that we struggle with, like addictions, false beliefs about ourselves. The Page of Cups, she's really about being like a true romantic, very sentimental. So what I'm getting, like, I won't lie, I was struggling with this one a little bit, and so I hope that this resonates. But it's almost like it's telling me that it's time to let go of this idea of like over romanticizing stuff, almost like I'm wondering if people, when it comes to their twin flame or the relationship reunion that is coming, like the expectations might be too high. This can happen a lot with a twin flame situation because someone expects that the other person is like perfect, and you're just going to meet, and the, you know, fireworks are going to go off behind you, and you're just going to know that you were destined to be together. And, you know, that's how that's going to go. And in truth, we have to remember that the other person is also a person, and they've been having this physical experience just like we have. So they're going to have the same hang-ups, the same concerns, the same, could that be them? Is this a false? Like, you know, they're going to have the same thing. So it's really telling me, like, with the Page in reverse, with this like sentimental, really romantic, and then with the Devil, it's almost like that energy is creating kind of like a toxic combination in this circumstance. So that's what it's giving me. Like what it's telling me is like the expectation is maybe a little bit off there, and trying to keep in mind that nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to just like come in and save the day and make everything better. That's just not the reality. Like we're all people and we're on a journey together. So if that's resonating with you, it's okay. Like don't be hard on yourself. But just kind of try to remember that. Try to remember that it's just a process and everybody is a person in this situation. We're moving on to the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands tells me that we're starting a new journey. So what's happening here is I'm seeing that like we have a big change coming, and it's telling me that the big change is a relationship. But in order for us to get to that new journey, we have to let go of this false expectation that's becoming kind of toxic. Like it's not really serving us. Being paired with that Devil card, like it's kind of having the opposite effect. It was such a weird pairing. Like when I first saw that, I'm like, gosh, Page of Cups, like she's a great card. And then I'm like, with the Devil in reverse, I'm like, what's going on here? And so, it really, that's the energy that I got for that, is just, letting go of that expectation, really, because it's creating like a toxic energy, especially like the Devil represents like lust and desire, but also like hopelessness and a limit in possibilities. So this could be like, I've been dreaming of this person, but I don't believe that someone like that could really exist. Worrying about, like, maybe you've had situations where you've experienced abuse in a relationship and not had a positive experience, like feelings like that. Like, what if this is just like that? So, it's that pairing there is saying like that wounding needs to be worked on, in order to be able to start the journey. That's the new journey. That's with the Eight of Wands. So we move on to the Knight of Cups with the Death card, and the Six of Cups in reverse. So I'm going to kind of go through that pairing in reverse. So the Six of Cups is really always the card that comes up that brings up like childhood stuff. This is signifying like Knight of Cups. He's all about like the dream. Like he sees the dream and he wants to go for that dream. So what I'm seeing with this grouping here is that when you start your new journey, it's going to kind of reawaken something. And this could be like your soul purpose path. And it's going to, with the Death card represents the need to let go of something in order for something new. I don't know if you could tell, but it's got a phoenix on it. So Death card is really about like rebirth. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, it's saying that there's a dream that's going to be rebirthed. And the Six of Cups in reverse is saying that needs to be executed with that for me. So it's something that was from childhood, like a dream that maybe someone had when they were a child, that they always thought, wow, it would be so cool to be able to do this. But maybe as we grow up and we become adults and we get a little bit jaded by the idea of what we learned was the real world, instead of realizing that we create our real world. But that's what happens. Like we kind of forget our dreams, and you're being invited here to go back to that place and start having that dream again and reawakening that dream that you had when you were a child of what you want to do and what really speaks to your soul. Because as children, we're much more connected to spirit, and to the universe and to God, whatever term resonates with you. We're much more connected to universe and all. And as we get older, that's when we start the road of the separation from that. And it's an invitation to come back, like come back to what you felt in your spirit when you were a child, because that was the truth. And so we're being asked with the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands being paired together. Again, that was very interesting to me that there was a pairing of 2 5s. So I don't know if it's making me think of like life path numbers. Like if someone has a life path of number 5, maybe this message is more geared towards you. I'm not sure. I do have a lot of the 5s though. I have another 5 here and the other 5 here. So there's a lot of, like, all the 5s are here to play, and they're all in reverse. So there's stuff to let go there with these 5s. It's very, very interesting that that came out. So the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Swords, well, let's talk about the 5 of Wands first, because as much as the 5 of Wands comes second, I just kind of want to explain. 5 of Wands is representing like feeling like there's a lot of obstacles in the way, like there, like every time you turn around it's like something else is coming up, and the 5 of Wands is kind of like that invitation to overcome that when it's upright. So what it's telling me in reverse is that that's what we're needing to let go of, especially with it being paired with the 5 of Swords that represents discord and conflict. So it's almost like there's a struggle between like what you feel like you should be doing and what your dream is, like what you've always wanted to do. It's like I don't know if anybody ever watched that show from the 90s called Frasier. But there's an episode where he's with his cousin, and his cousin had like been in school to be some kind of doctor, and then Frasier had talked to him, and he decided to follow his dream of being a street performer, and it caused some discord. But that's really what this makes me think of, is like, yes, maybe the other looks prettier, but this, like, following your true calling, your true path, is actually what's going to lead into prosperity. And with the King of Pentacles there, the Pentacles always represent, you know, like prosperity, abundance, but with him in reverse is saying that that's what can come into place with this in the storyline. That's what I'm reading from it. And the King of Pentacles, he's really kind of like Midas, you know, he's got the golden touch. And with him being like rooted in that tree, he really represents like, it's not just financial abundance, like he is fulfilled. He feels abundant. It's not just like, oh, I have a lot of money and my life is hollow and meaningless kind of thing. It's like he embodies the full feeling of abundance. Like, I feel fulfilled, I feel satisfied, I feel like I'm on my path, I feel like I'm doing what I came here to do, I'm making a living doing it. Like this, I feel abundant. Like it's like that ultimate embodiment of that energy. We're moving on. Here we go into the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, again in reverse with the 3 of Swords. So the 3 of Swords always represents like kind of a feeling of hopelessness, rejection, feeling ostracized, and that being paired with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 5 of Cups in reverse is telling me that those things need to be let go of. So this is kind of how they came about, is through some kind of betrayal maybe, or someone speaking this over the individual. You know, like sometimes when we're kids, and again, it could come back to this where it's like, I want to be a firefighter, and then someone says, well, firefighters don't make any money, you know, or like, y'all know what I mean. I mean, some firefighters make great money. It's just an example, but y'all know what I mean, where it's like, you put out this dream, like, I want to be an actor, and then someone says, well, no one ever succeeds at that. You know, it's very rare and unlikely that you're going to make it, so you should just do something more safe, like be a lawyer or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of energy that I'm getting that is pertaining to this dream that we had as a child, and then it was kind of like discouraged. The Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups really kind of confirm that feeling that I was getting from the cards, because the Five of Pentacles represents like spiritual poverty, insecurity, hard times, like a fear of like, am I going to be able to make it? Like, I'm not going to be able to make it. Like, I'm not fulfilled. I'm not financially fulfilled. Like, I just feel empty, really. And the Five of Cups, it kind of has a similar energy, really. It's really representing like the feeling of regret and loss. It's like we rejected pleasure, and we feel sad about, like, we wish for what could have been. So again, this is really speaking to what was happening here with the fives all in reverse. It's a very strong energy that's saying, like, whatever this dream was that was had, it really kind of got stabbed. Like, it kind of went through the ringer a little bit, and it's created like a fear of, am I going to be able to make enough? I'm regretting that I didn't do it because I don't feel fulfilled. That's why, like, this would be upright, you know, if we were pursuing this. So the invitation here with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, again, it's such an odd and interesting pairing together, with two knights and the fives all together. And I promise, guys, I shuffle these cards like crazy. I'm trying to see. I'll like get myself in here. Yeah, we've got knight, knight, three of the knights. So I've got a king. So a lot of that masculine energy is getting represented here. So I don't know, that could be speaking more to men, or it could be speaking towards women who have felt the need to embody that masculine energy. You know, everyone talks about the hustle and, like, you gotta do the grind and you gotta do that. And for women, that's more of a masculine energy, and like women, it's more of like we create, we manifest, and so there might be a little bit of a feeling of imbalance there. That could be what's being represented with the King of Cups and the High Priestess pairing at the bottom, or it could be the twin flame thing. It's really what resonates with you. Like, you know, as you listen to this, you're like, yeah, that sounds right. You could feel it in your intuition what this is saying to you. So the Knight of Wands, he is a very excited person. He loves change. He's very, very passionate, and like with him coming up, it's saying like there's change coming. So again, you know, we are embarking in a new journey, but we have some stuff to clean up. It's about this past dream and letting this stuff go so that we can move forward in this journey. The Knight of Swords, though, with him in reverse, he's the one who like really charges in, like rushes in head first, and he's like, let's go. And so the caution here is that we are starting a new journey. Just don't rush it. Like, don't rush it. Don't try to force it. Don't try to push it. Go into a place of, with the Hermit card, go into a place of introspection. Hermit is always about like looking inside, being more with your intuition, having more of that energy of creating, truly understanding what it is you want. So spending some time with yourself, and that's going to lead us into this energy of the King of Wands, where he has this sense of security where he feels like he was like born to do this, where it's like, yes, this is what I was born to do. So that's where we're coming. This is where, like, this whole journey, this new journey that we're starting, this change that's coming, that's going to be pretty extraordinary. That's where we're going, is going into this place after we can do some healing work to let go of some stuff. We're going into a place of knowing that's like, yes, this is what I was born to do. This is the right fit for me. I'm thriving in this because it's what I was put here to do. Like this, I am in my line of calling. And yes. And so that's where the High Priestess and the King of Cups, these are representing the masculine and feminine. So if you're someone who associates more with the divine feminine energy, then it's saying, like, once you get here to the King of Wands, like, you're going to be able to embody. That's why they're both in reverse, because they're not being embodied yet. So it's like, once you get to this place of, I'm doing what I was born to do, that's when you're going to be in that energy of the High Priestess, and like, yes, this is right. This is like, I am embodying the definition of the divine feminine, because the priestess really, she really represents that. Her and the Empress both really represent to me like a really true and complete embodiment of the divine feminine energy. The King of Cups also does that, but for the masculine, because Cups is the water sign, and water is that more feminine energy. So it's telling me that it's a man that has done well to balance his energy. He's a man, or someone who associates with the divine masculine energy, but they're also able to allow the feminine energy, like it's a nice yin-yang balance there, being represented with a man, but also with feminine energy. So it's like a really beautiful balance in that. And the High Priestess also, she tells me that she's also able to embody the divine masculine energy, because look how powerful she is. Like, she's up there like, yes, like, I've got this. So it's really a beautiful pairing there. So listen to what your intuition is telling you about this reading. What is it speaking to you, and what are you kind of feeling led to? Because you're probably already feeling like a big change is coming. Something is coming, and it's either represented with a business, and like that's why this stuff is coming up, like you need to be doing this for business, or it could be a twin flame union and finding the soul purpose mission to work on together. So it could be an individual with a business, and you're going to embody one or these, or it could have the energy of twin flames, where you're coming together to be a union of this, but also like in some kind of partnership, some kind of business situation. So this is the reading for Earth signs. Thank you guys.